Hello everybody, and welcome back to our channel. I hope you are ready for another exciting Boys and Girls Club activity today. So we're going to start off with our community builder, and this one is called Rose, Bud, and Thorn. So I want everyone to think of their rose, their bud, and their thorn of the day. So the rose is going to be the best thing that happened to you today. The bud is going to be something you're looking forward to, or the thorn is going to be something bad that happened to you today. So depending on what time you're watching this video, you may or may not have every part of your rosebud and thorn. But for example, for me, the rose part, or the best thing that happened to me today, is that I was able to wake up and do my workout. Something that I'm looking forward to today in terms of bud is being able to work on my garden. And then the worst thing that happened to me today, that's the hard part because it's still really early for me. But again, depending on what time you're watching this, you might have all of the parts or you might not. That's okay. All right, everyone. So today we are going to be talking about self-esteem and why that's important. So let's think about what self-esteem is. Self-esteem is being proud of who you are and valuing yourself and your feeling and feeling good about your unique qualities and things that you do. So self-esteem isn't based off of what other people think of you. It has to come from inside. So I bet you're wondering, well, why is self-esteem important? So self-esteem is important because it affects your confidence and your relationships with others. If you feel good about yourself and who you are stronger, healthier, and have better relationships with friends and family. All right, so let's share some ideas about how we can build our self-esteem, because self-esteem takes time and it's something that, like I said, comes from within, so you need to build it yourself. So it always starts with you. You build your self-esteem by taking time every day to think about what you like about yourself. You can give yourself a positive pep talk when you wake up in the morning. Treat yourself the way that you want your friends to treat you, with respect, understanding, and love. All right, everyone. So let's move on to our activity. So superheroes. Let's talk a little bit about superheroes. I know everyone knows the traditional Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, or Black Panther. So superheroes are confident in everything that they do. If you have any superpower, what would it be? So for example, would you be able to fly? Or would your superpower be super strong? Would you choose to read minds? So let's think about that for a minute, and then we're going to play a game where we use our superpower to help get out of tricky situations. So for this activity, I want you to grab a piece of paper, a pen or pencil, markers or crayons. I have my giant box of markers here. As you can tell, I really like coloring. And of course, if you don't have all of the materials, that's okay. We're going to work with what we have. So let's start off by thinking about that superpower that we have. So I think that if I could have a superpower, I would choose invisibility. I just think that that is so much fun, being able to be invisible and then not be invisible and turn up in one place. And I also remember watching The Incredibles when I was little, and I thought that Violet had the best superpower because she can go invisible. All right, everyone. So what we're going to do is I'm going to read some scenarios, and we're going to think about how we can use our superpower that we've chosen to get out of that tricky situation. All right, so let's start with our first scenario. So you're on a hike in a park with your best friend when you realize that you're lost. It's the end of the day, it's getting dark, and your phone battery is dead. How can you use your superpower to get back to the park entrance? Now, I chose a superpower that might not be the most helpful, but I guess I can use my invisibility to go invisible and make my way back towards the park entrance without being seen. So if I was scared of being seen by a bear or maybe a scary animal, I can be invisible, so then the bear or the scary animal couldn't see me. All right, let's look at our next scenario. And again, feel free to pause and think about these in between me reading. So, you've invited a bunch of your friends over for a sleepover. At lunch, you have the big day. You and your friends are talking about how much fun you're going to have when you notice that the new kid who has been hanging out with your group is looking sad. That's when you realize you totally forgot to invite them to the sleeping party. How can you use your superpower to fix this situation? So, like I said, feel free to pause the video, take some time to think about that. I'm going to read our last scenario. At the mall, you and your friends run into a little kid who is lost. He is very upset and he can't seem to tell you where his parents are. How can you use your superpower to help him find his parents? All right, everyone. So we talked about superpowers in terms of superheroes. Now, unfortunately, we all know that we can't go invisible or fly, but we do have real superpowers. So having high self-esteem is a superpower. It makes you feel good about yourself and helps you become confident, helping you accomplish anything that you set your mind to. So now we are going to make a list of our real superpowers, things that we can do well. So for example, if you can read really fast, or you can speak 2 languages, or you're good at telling jokes, or you're even a good listener. So let's take a moment to write down a couple things that we consider to be our real superpowers. All right, so I'm going to write along with you guys, and then we're going to share our list. And this could be anything that you're good at. It doesn't have to be good at reading or drawing. It could be something as simple as you're a good friend, or that you're super helpful in the house with your parents, you know? Think about things that you are really good at. Consider some things that people have said to you, like maybe they say, wow, you are such a good dancer. Your real superpower is that you're coordinated and that you have rhythm and you can move your body in like super cool ways. All right, let's take a couple more seconds. You don't have to write down a lot. I think I only have 3 so far. All right, everyone. So I'm going to share my list with you guys just for an example. All right, so on my list, I've written down 3 things that I think that I am really good at. I wrote down good with plants because I love plants. That's probably like one of my biggest hobbies. I wrote creative because I love to do different types of crafts and I think I'm really good at it. So I can sew, I can knit, I can draw. And then I put good listener because I know that when my friends need someone to talk to, I'm normally the one that they come to. All right, so now we are going to take that list and we're going to put our real life superpowers to the test to solve some tricky situations. So I'm going to read to you the same scenarios that we did when we had our superpowers, and we're going to use our real superpowers this time to get out of these tricky situations. So again, feel free to pause and take time to think about this kind of stuff. All right? So using our real superpowers, how could we help out the little kid who is lost, the one that's really upset and can't seem to find his parents? What kind of real superpower do you have that you think that you can help this little kid who's lost? Or even think about your real superpower when it comes to the kid at lunch who was really sad because he didn't get invited to your birthday party. Although it's not your fault that you forgot, let's think about how we can fix the situation. And even consider the one where we're hiking in the park and it's about to get dark. Maybe you put down that you're a fast runner, and so you run to the entrance as fast as you can. That's a real life superpower, and you're confident in the fact that you think that you can run from wherever you are back to the entrance in time. All right, my friends, so we are going to go over our reflection. So I want you to think about 3 things today. How did it feel to talk about your strengths? Why is having high self-esteem important? And how can you practice building up your self-esteem every day? All right, my friends. So I want you to think about that reflection, and I have more fun activities for you on myfuture.com. So I want you guys to follow the link. Your activity for today is called Being Me, where you're going to find out more about being your true self. All right, guys. So as always, everyone, you enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you back soon. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. You follow us on Facebook and keep up with all of our activities and our posts. See you later.